Yo, what's up everybody? It's your name. Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever been to Kansas City? It's a pretty cool place, but it feels kinda empty compared to a city like Chicago. That got me thinking. Are there big, well-known cities out there that are surprisingly empty? Turns out, there are a ton. We're going across the map to uncover the stories behind 10 shockingly empty cities right here in the US, right here on across the globe. Let's do it. First up, we're heading to Kansas City, a city with a rich history and vibrant culture. Now, don't get me wrong, Kansas City is a pretty awesome place with a lot to offer. It's got great barbecue, a killer jazz scene, and some seriously passionate sports fans who live and breathe their teams. But when you compare it to a city like Chicago, it feels like a ghost town in comparison. Chicago is absolutely packed with people, skyscrapers everywhere you look, and traffic jams that never seem to end. But Kansas City, not so much. The streets are often empty, and there's a lot more open space. You walk around and it feels spacious, open, almost too quiet at times. So what gives? Why the stark difference? Well, a lot of it comes down to population density, which plays a huge role in how crowded a city feels. See, Chicago has a whopping 11,800 people crammed into every square mile, making it one of the densest cities in the US. That's like trying to fit a whole football team in your living room. It's intense and bustling. Kansas City, on the other hand, has just over 1,500 people per square mile, which is much more spread out. That's still a lot of people, but it's a huge difference from Chicago's density, making it feel more relaxed. But it's not just about space. There are other factors at play. Chicago's got this magnetic pull, it's a global hub for finance, tech, culture, you name it. It's a city that attracts people from all over the world, offering endless opportunities and events. Kansas City? It's more laid back, more affordable, and more focused on its own unique vibe and local culture. It's like comparing a rock concert to a chill backyard barbecue. Both are awesome in their own way. They attract different crowds and create totally different atmospheres, each with its own charm and appeal. Alright, next stop on our empty city tour, Detroit, Michigan. A city with a history as rich and complex as any novel. Now, Detroit's got a story that'll break your heart, but also one that might just inspire you. Once upon a time, this city was a powerhouse, a beacon of industrial might. We're talking the heart of the American auto industry, booming with jobs, innovation, and that gritty can-do spirit that defined an era. People flocked to Detroit from all corners of the country, eager to be a part of the American dream. It was a city of hope and opportunity, but then things changed dramatically. The auto industry took a hit, factories shut down, and jobs disappeared faster than a magician's rabbit. The economic downturn was swift and brutal. People started leaving in droves, searching for work and opportunity elsewhere. The exodus was massive and heartbreaking. Buildings were abandoned, neighborhoods fell into disrepair, and the city that was once a symbol of American progress became a symbol of economic hardship and decline. But here's the thing about Detroit: even in the face of adversity, the spirit of innovation, resilience, and that gritty determination never truly died. It was merely dormant, waiting for a chance to re-emerge. These days, you'll find artists, entrepreneurs, and community leaders working tirelessly to rebuild Detroit, brick by brick, idea by idea. Will Detroit ever regain its former glory? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the Motor City is not giving up without a fight. Alright, let's talk about Cleveland, Ohio. This city on the shores of Lake Erie was once a titan of industry. We're talking steel mills roaring, factories humming, and a bustling downtown packed with workers. But just like Detroit, Cleveland felt the sting of economic shifts. The decline of manufacturing hit the city hard, and people started heading for the suburbs in search of new opportunities. Now, when a city loses its main industry, it can be tough to bounce back. It's like losing your star player right before the championship game. But Cleveland's not one to give up without a fight. They've been putting in the work, reinventing themselves, and trying to find that winning formula once again. They're like that underdog team that everyone roots for, the one that might just surprise you with their grit and determination. Chapter 4: St. Louis, the gateway city's struggle to find its footing. Next up, we're heading to the heartland, to the city known as the Gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri. Now, St. Louis has a rich history and a skyline that's instantly recognizable thanks to the iconic Gateway Arch. But this city has also seen its fair share of struggles. For decades, St. Louis has been grappling with population decline. Families packed up and headed for the suburbs, seeking out bigger homes, better schools, and that whole white picket fence dream. But when people leave, businesses often follow, and buildings can end up empty, creating a cycle of decline that's tough to break. Now, St. Louis isn't just sitting back and letting this happen. Chapter 5: Baltimore. A city battling more than just empty streets. Alright, let's talk about Baltimore, Maryland. This city's got a special place in my heart. It's got history, it's got charm, and it's got a whole lot of character. But Baltimore's also been through a lot. We're talking about a city that's been grappling with poverty, crime, and a sense that opportunity is out of reach for many of its residents. Now, these problems are complex, and there's no easy fix. But we're not here to shy away from tough conversations. We're here to shine a light on the challenges that cities like Baltimore are facing, and to highlight the people who are working tirelessly to make a difference. Chapter 6: Buffalo braving the cold and economic storms. Next up, we're heading north to Buffalo, New York. Now, Buffalo's got this reputation for being, well, cold, like really cold. We're talking lake-effect snow, blizzards that could bury a small car, and winters that seem to last longer than a Marvel movie marathon. But Buffalo's more than just its weather. This city was once a major player in the grain and steel industries. Ships from all over the Great Lakes would dock at its bustling port, bringing in goods and fueling the local economy. But as with many Rust Belt cities, the decline of manufacturing hit Buffalo hard. Factories closed, jobs disappeared, and people started looking for warmer, more prosperous pastures. Chapter 7: New Orleans, rebuilding after the storm, and then some. We're heading down south now to a city that knows a thing or two about resilience. New Orleans, Louisiana. This vibrant city has a rich history and a spirit that refuses to be broken. This city is a melting pot of cultures, a feast for the senses, and a place where music spills out of every doorway. From jazz to blues, the streets are alive with the sound of celebration. But New Orleans has also faced unimaginable challenges, most notably Hurricane Katrina. This catastrophic event changed the city forever. This devastating storm ripped through the city, leaving behind a trail of destruction and displacement that's impossible to forget. Entire neighborhoods were submerged, and the damage was extensive. Homes were lost, lives were turned upside down, and the spirit of the city was put to the ultimate test. Families were torn apart, and the community faced an uncertain future. But New Orleans is a city that refuses to be defined by tragedy. The people here are known for their resilience and their ability to find joy even in the darkest times. In the aftermath of Katrina, people came together from all walks of life to rebuild their homes, their communities, and their unique way of life. Volunteers, neighbors, and strangers alike worked hand in hand to restore the city to its former glory. Chapter 8: Pittsburgh, from Steel City to City of Innovation. Let's talk about Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This city, nestled among the Allegheny Mountains, was once synonymous with steel. We're talking fiery furnaces, towering smokestacks, and a workforce that helped build America. But as the demand for steel declined, Pittsburgh, like many industrial cities, had to find a new path forward, and find it they did. Pittsburgh transformed itself from a city of steel to a city of innovation, embracing technology, education, and healthcare as its new economic drivers. Chapter 9: Cincinnati, the Queen City's quest to reclaim its crown. Next stop, Cincinnati, Ohio. This city, perched on the banks of the Ohio River, was once known as the Queen City of the West. It was a hub for trade, industry, and culture. But as with many cities on our list, Cincinnati saw its population decline as people moved to the suburbs in search of affordable housing and new opportunities. Now, Cincinnati is on a mission to reclaim its crown. Chapter 10: Birmingham, the Magic City's fight for a brighter future. We're wrapping up our journey in Birmingham, Alabama. Now Birmingham's got a nickname that really speaks to its history, the Magic City. See, back in the day, Birmingham sprang up almost overnight, fueled by the iron and steel industry. It was like magic watching this city rise from the ground up. But like we've seen in so many other cities, the decline of heavy industry hit Birmingham hard. Jobs were lost, people moved away, and the city faced its share of economic struggles. But the spirit of Birmingham, that magic that helped build it in the first place, it never really faded. So there you have it, guys. 10 surprisingly empty cities right here in the US. We've seen firsthand how economic shifts, changing demographics, and even natural disasters can leave their mark on a city. But we've also seen the incredible resilience of the human spirit, the unwavering dedication of community leaders, and the power of innovation to breathe new life into struggling cities. What did you guys think of these cities? Which one surprised you the most? Drop a comment down below and let me know. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Across the Globe for more incredible journeys to cities around the world. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, keep exploring.